And we are live, back again with another one. This time, it's the roundup for Premier League match week 16. God damn it. Almost halfway through the season, and it's been a good ride so far. It feels like we've had so many matches, but it's only been 16 though. But when you sprinkle in Champions League, international break, and you factor in that the season has started since August, we've been here for a while. We've definitely been here for a while. You know what I mean? That's August, September, October, November, and we are in December. So almost halfway through the season, man. So it's fun. It's fun, and it's a pleasure doing this with you guys once again. So match week 16. Let's do the damn thing, man. Let's do this. Could see Conor Gallagher on the front page there. Vieira, the perfect midfield mentor for Gallagher. He has been the hottest thing right now, man. And it had me thinking, man, look, if Chelsea doesn't want him, another top team could pick him up. Crystal Palace might not be the place to be. It could be a launching pad, but it might actually not be the place where you want to be, where you could be playing Champions League football. But look, for his development, I think Chelsea might actually take him back. And hopefully, they don't waste him like they've done many talents in the past. You think Kevin De Bruyne, you think Mo Salah. You see what I'm saying? Or Chelsea gonna let another one slip through the cracks? Chelsea fans would hope they don't. So, guys, what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be talking each and every one of these games right now. I did a mini roundup yesterday, but I do that every week. But I always want to come back and talk in depth with you guys in terms of all the matches. We had 9 games this week, pardon me, instead of the usual 10, because the game between Spurs and Brighton was postponed because there's a coronavirus outbreak over at Tottenham Hotspur. So big up to everybody in the house right about now. We got JaVale O'Hara in here who says, but is he better than Mount? Well, it's left to be seen. At this moment, I think Mount has the accolades, and he has been around longer. But Conor Gallagher recently got a call up to England national team, so he's heading there. He's really heading there, and he's been really good this season. This season, we could say he's probably been better than Mount. You know what I mean? Big up to Paloma. How are you doing? Michael Olopino in the house. Oscar Barreto. We got Samuel Staya in the house. Star J.A. or Star Ja. However you want to say that. You know what I mean? When was the last time you spoke to Pharaoh? I actually haven't spoken to Pharaoh in a couple weeks. Big up to Franklin Copeland in the house. Dupe. Everybody in here right now, man. Let's do this. Let us do this. So, Gervais, same goals, 6 each, not bad. But the thing about Gallagher, I think Gallagher's work rate has been a lot better. Big up to the boy Jordan Hyman as well in the house. So, guys, yet another roundup. We're going to take our time. We're going to do this. We're going to do it properly. So, let's start. Got the results here, and let's start with the game between Brentford and Watford. So I actually predicted a Watford win here because I thought this would have been a great opportunity for them to actually get back to their winning ways, for them to actually start picking up some, valuable points again against oppositions that they're more likely to, the win probability is a bit high. But Watford, I don't know, man. I don't really know what to say about this team anymore. They lose the game 2-1, and they lost it late as well. And it must be really, really frustrating for Claudio Ranieri. It must be frustrating for the Watford fans as well. And they dropped 3 points again, and this time from a winning position. Come on, man, chill. Jesus Christ. God damn. I'm doing something. Chill. Supposed to be sleeping. Excuse me there. The boy Liam, man. So, yeah, Watford, look, they didn't start the season off too badly, but it seems like they're getting caught up in the whole relegation battle there because they're stuck on 13 points and they've been there for a while. Last 9 games, all coming on the Claudio Ranieri, they lost 7 of those. So that's not good at all. That is really horrible. Horrible stuff by Watford FC, if you ask me. So in this game, Watford did score first, and that goal came from Emmanuel Dennis, who's been on fire this season. So this was actually the first ever Premier League game between Watford and Brentford. Ethan Pinnock absent. Janelt played at centre-back. First start for Visser. And I knew that Brentford was actually depleted, with the number 1 goalkeeper David Raya out for a long-term injury, Christopher Aya out. The team has just been ravaged by injuries, and I fancied Watford. I don't mean to defend Watford right now, but I really fancied Watford. Dennis in the 24th minute cleverly from a corner, and that came after Josh King had hit the post, and Watford looked the better team throughout almost the whole game until the last, let's say, 10 minutes of the match, including extra time. They just switched off big time. Really good ball came in by Vitaly Janelt from the right-hand side, and Marcus Fors flicked on header to Pontus Janssen, who got in behind of the defender and put it in, headed it in. First goal of the season. First Premier League goal for Pontus Janssen. The Troost Ikang foul on Saman Godos. It's just what I like to call stupid. You see what I mean? I don't have a better adjective for that. It's just stupid. It's really stupid. You see what I mean? And you got the game. You got a point after, giving up the lead in the 84th minute. All you got to do is see out 1 more minute. That's it. Why does he have to go in for such a tackle? It baffles me. It really baffles me. And you really understand why these teams are down at the bottom of the table. Because it's decisions like this. Look at the decision that he made against Leicester City when he allowed the ball to go over his head. You see what I mean? It's just mind-boggling decisions made by knuckleheads like William Troost Ikang. You see what I'm saying? He should be dropped. He really should be dropped. And I think it's just because Watford, has injury problems of their own why he's playing. Because Nicholas Nkulu was brought in and he's been injured. He's been injured. So they're really short in terms of centre-backs. But there's Christian Kabasele. I don't know if Ranieri fancies Kabasele, but you got to play Kabasele, man. You got to play him. You got Premier League experience, way more experience in the league than Troost Ikang, and he's been absolutely horrible. He didn't have a bad game, for real. He didn't have a bad game, but it's just those moments that let him down. One against Leicester and this one. Standout moments. Brandon Buemo stepped up to dispatch the goal, and that was his 3rd goal of the season. He has hit the post 7 times, guys. 7 times. But look, you got to give it to Brentford here. They themselves have not been playing some, good football lately. Started well. Picked up some big points against the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal. But they fell off a bit. But that's a big win, man. That's a big win after dropping points against Leeds United late. So this time it's them that get the late 3 points. And they've somewhat pulled things back after a horrendous run of form a few weeks ago. Last 5, they got 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. So they're now 10th with 20 points, and that's a great position to be in. 16 matches in, newly promoted team, first time in the Premier League era. You're 10th? That is awesome, man. That is awesome. So we did show faith in Brentford and said that, yeah, they're going to stay up, but then they went through a horrible run of form. And then we're like, I don't know. I really don't know. But it seems like they're getting to rebuild that momentum. You know what I'm saying? So, good stuff. They're 7 points ahead of Watford, who are 17th, just outside the relegation zone. They have lost each and every one of their last 4 matches. Look, they already sacked the manager this season, and I think that Claudio Ranieri, his job is under threat. I won't be surprised if before the year ends, Watford sacks Claudio Ranieri. Won't be surprised at all. They got a very gritty match against Burnley coming up. Crystal Palace, we know they've been playing some good football. Wolves been playing well. And West Ham has been on absolute fire. So, look, if they don't win at least 2 of those games, we could see another manager coming in for Watford this season. It's not looking good. It's looking real gloomy right now for Ranieri and the Hornets. So, look, for Brentford, big scalp. Really, really big win, because it's important you win these games against teams of similar ilk. Like, Brentford got promoted, Watford got promoted, and you got to win the games against those teams. Anything against the big boys, that's just bonus. You see what I'm saying? That is just a bonus. And they had a few bonuses this season. Their next game is on Tuesday against Manchester United. They'll need a big bonus against United there, and they fancy their chances of doing so. It's going to be a rough one, but they can. Southampton struggling. They got them coming up. Chelsea in the cup, quarterfinals. Brentford's doing good for themselves. Brighton coming up. City at the end of the year. So, let's see what they do. Let's see what they do in December. So, good game. That game was on Friday. Very entertaining match. I actually remembered that game was playing, caught it. And it seems like it happened like so long ago. So, that's my thoughts on that one. Let me know yours in the chat. Big up to everybody in here right about now. Make sure you like up the video, man. So, big up to Shane Mousse, who says, hey, Dom, what's up? As a New Yorker, are you happy for NYCFC? Big up to NYCFC, man. I don't follow the MLS like that, but if there's any MLS team that I follow, it will definitely be NYCFC, because they're part of the City group. They're Man City's sister club, and they pick up their first ever win in the MLS Cup. So, congratulations to NYCFC. And I actually traveled on the same plane as NYCFC back in 2018, and I met Patrick Vieira when he was in charge of the team. I met David Villa, got a picture with him. I saw Jack Harrison when he used to play for the team as well, and a few of the other players I did see, but didn't know a lot of the faces. But congrats to them, though. Congrats to them. And there's been these pictures going around that, the City Group teams have been winning titles this year. Melbourne City FC, Mumbai City, NYCFC, and Man City, of course. So, City Group doing the goddamn thing. Big up to the boy Legan Sweet in the house, man. How are you doing? Who else we got in here? Jove O'Hara, Michael Olapido, everybody. Errol Brown, how are you, man? How are you? How are you, Errol Brown? Hot chili. Watford really give up a 1 lead like that. I know they were doing well, but the thing about Watford is that they're the only team that are yet to keep a clean sheet all season. None, not one. And when they were 1-0 up for so long, you knew it was coming, man. You really knew it was coming. Brentford played well throughout the game. Thomas Frank made some good substitutions. He was positive, and it paid off. Definitely did pay off, man. So, quality stuff by the Bees. The Bees versus the Hornets. And at the end of the day, the Killer Bees were triumphant. So, we're going to keep it moving, guys. Remember to like the video. Let's get the stream up to 50 likes as soon as possible and keep it moving. I got to go live tomorrow again to do the preview for week 17. It's a lot of work, man. I'm telling you. Dealing with my 2-year-old son and just watching all the highlights for the games that I didn't see, taking notes. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Plus, tomorrow, I got to prep for that live stream again. I pushed the live stream back, I think, until 8:30, so I have enough time to make sure I get that done. So, guys, appreciate the thing. Make sure you like the video, share it. You know, support the thing however you can. We'll definitely appreciate that, though. But, look, before we do move on, I'm still warming up. It's amazing what Emmanuel Dennis have done this season, you know, because he has 7 goals already this season, right? And he has about 5 assists to go with those in 15 games. Guys, do you know, last season, Emmanuel Dennis did not score a single league goal. Not one. He was on loan at FC Cologne in the German Bundesliga. He didn't score a single goal. And this has been his most fruitful season ever. Ever. Which is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. And look, he's had 7 goals in the 2017-18 season, and that's his most fruitful season. So it was actually a weird signing because in Germany, he scored 1 goal in the DFB Pokal, 9 Bundesliga appearances, no goals. And previously, when he was at Club Brugge, he didn't score any goals that's in last season. Then he had 1 in the Champions League. I could remember him scoring against Real Madrid a couple seasons ago too. But he hasn't been good. He really has not been good. And it was a gamble of a signing, and he's been doing very well. I actually see this player moving on if Watford does get relegated to maybe a team like he would fit a team like Arsenal if you gotta ask me. Arsenal. What you guys think? Let me know in the chat. So we're gonna keep it moving, and with that being said, let's talk about this game. 0-0 between Burnley and West Ham United. I actually predicted a better result here for West Ham. I thought they were going to win the game 4-0, but it ended in a 0-0 stalemate. Big up to the boy OBOKK. How are you doing? Arnav Gupta in the house. How are you doing, man? Nice to see you guys in here. You know, appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. You know, appreciate all the regulars who come back and keep supporting the thing. Just got to put that out there right about now. But look, Burnley, this is a big point for Burnley. It doesn't really move them up a lot in terms of the points tally, but every point is important. They're struggling right now for points. So you get that point against a hot team like West Ham, who's beaten Chelsea, beaten Liverpool. Burnley come up and pick up a point. That's a great result if you ask me. So Ben Mee back in the team, Jack Hawk in, J. Rodriguez in for Maxwell Cornet. A few changes there made by the Clarets. And for West Ham, they had to change their entire back four with Masuaku Kufal, Issa Diop, and Craig Dawson. They've been dealing with some injuries right now. Ben Johnson injured, Kurt Zuma, Angelo Akbana, and Cresswell. All injured, man. So it just shows the kind of depth that West Ham has right now to their disposal. And they look good in the game. They really did look good in the game. I think both teams created some decent chances, with West Ham having the better the chances. But Nick Pope was the savior on the day for Burnley. So, look, Benrahma and Lanzini also started a game, which shows their depth up top with Fornals on the bench. And this is just a team that has so much potential, and I want to see prosper going forward. So, chance, 26th minute, Issa Diop header saved by Nick Pope. That was a free kick. I think that was Masuaku with the delivery. 37-minute penalty shout for West Ham. McNeil foul on Craig Dawson wasn't given. And I think that was a right decision. I think Craig Dawson was, really, really trying to put himself in front of McNeil. And that wasn't given. I'm actually surprised that wasn't given, seeing some of the dubious penalties that were given over the weekend. It was just horrible, man. Horrible decisions made on the weekend in terms of penalties. And I'll get into all of those as we do move on. 0-0 at halftime. It ended 0-0, but there's a few chances in the game. Benrahma header saved by Nick Pope in the 56th minute. And it was a hard-fought match. Well-earned point for Burnley. They did threaten on a few occasions. Big shots, big chances were blocked before they really met Fabianski, who didn't really have a whole lot to do in the game. But this is the Burnley we know. When you least expect it, they grind out points like this, and they just trickle these points in, and sooner rather than later, you see they start picking up points and even upsetting a few of the bigger teams. But they didn't get it on the day. I think this West Ham will look at this as points dropped. David Moyes has been doing well with the team. They didn't do well during the week in the Europa League as well. And we won't want to say they're going through somewhat of a slump, but they can't win everything. You see what I mean? They really can't win everything. And this was just evidence of what the team is going through right now in terms of the injury crisis that they have. But they're dealing with it pretty well in terms of using up their squad depth. Nikola Vlasic did get a lookout today, which was good. Not today. When was that game? Was that game yesterday or today? I can't even remember. When was that game? Was that game today? Oh man, it seems like forever. You know what I mean? Like so long ago. I think that game was actually today. Yeah, that game was today. Damn, it felt like that game was yesterday. But yeah, man, wasn't the most entertaining game, but a point apiece for both teams. So with that point, I think West Ham would have wanted to pick up all three so they can keep up with the top three. That would have actually taken them up to 30 points if they had won the game. 6 points behind Chelsea, but they now find themselves 8 points behind Chelsea, who are third. And they got stiff competition from Man United, Arsenal, and Tottenham, who has 2 games in hand. So this West Ham would actually rue dropping these points, as they have dropped points quite a bit across their last 5 with 2 losses and 2 draws. I'm actually surprised they beat Chelsea, seeing that the form they were in. When you really think about it, man, their form has been slipping, and it's definitely testament to the injury problems that they have been dealing with at the moment. You talk about a 2-2 draw against Genk in the Europa League. You talk about the 1-0 loss to Wolves, the 2-1 loss to City, the 1-1 draw against Brighton. And after all that, they did beat Chelsea and then lost to Dinamo during the week, and now pick up a point against Burnley. But look, if you're a West Ham fan, you would feel like, hey man, the team have actually overachieved this season to get 28 points already. You don't have to worry anything about relegation or anything like that. And the Hammers are just soaring. The next game will be a tough one this Wednesday against Arsenal. So London Derby, looking forward to see that one. Then they got Norwich, Tottenham in the quarterfinal of the EFL Cup, Southampton, and Watford to round off the year. So I could see West Ham actually, continuing their good form. They would have to get used and adjust to the new set of players in the first team as well. Well, the 11, I should say. And they have to just iron out a few kinks. I think Declan Rice had a very good game as well. You know what I mean? Just got to mention that one. So for Burnley, a point here, a big point. They're still in the relegation zone, but they're inching closer to Watford, who are 17th. And Burnley do have a game in hand to Watford. So let's say they win that game in hand. That game is against Tottenham, but I don't think they'll win it. The most I think they'll get from that is a draw, but you never know. It's a Premier League. But for Burnley, positive eight draws this season, and 4 have came in the last 5 games. So they do need to convert those draws into some wins. And they now joined Brighton as the draw kings of the league. So they haven't played badly. It's just that they have only won once. Gotta get those W's, man. W's are the solution. So for Burnley, their next game will be against Watford. That's a 6-pointer. The aforementioned Watford. If they do manage to beat Watford, they will go ahead of the Hornets. Then they got Aston Villa, Everton, United, Leeds. They got some games where they could pick up some valuable points. The Everton game will be a targeted one. And maybe even the United game at Old Trafford. A lot of teams go there and get points, So that'll be it for that one. 0-0 between Burnley and West Ham United. So, guys, what are your thoughts? Talk to me. Big up to Botang Ching in the house. How am I feeling? I'm feeling good. It's 9:15 p.m. local time for me. That's in the evening. So good evening to you. Botak Ching, where you coming in from right now? Talk to me. Johnny Longs, yes. Burnley held West Ham to a draw. Now West Ham sits just above Man United. Yeah, United have been catching up though. On a scrappy game, West Ham on top and dominated throughout, but just couldn't break down Burnley. Not sharp or clinical enough. Pope was immense. Well said, man. Well said. Very well summarized. Big up to the boy Ron in the house, who says battle for 4th is where the interest is this season, because it seems like top 3 is already, decided, right? I don't know. Chelsea not looking too great. Big up to Dupe. Yeah, the weekend was pretty crazy. What else we got here, man? OB is saying, I am more than confident City may win the league, but no to the Champions League. Pep panics a lot during the knockout stages. Yeah, I could second you on that one, though. Definitely. Dennis has been absolutely incredible signing of the season, in my opinion. 5 million only. What a bargain. He will definitely get snapped up by a top club once Watford gets relegated. So, yeah, man. Obi is saying that Liverpool will definitely win something this season. What will it be? What is it going to be? Is it going to be the league, or is it going to be the Champions League? You know what, Obi? I'm going to give you guys a League Cup this season. Just take the League Cup, man. Take the League Cup. You could have that one. You could have the Sippy Cup, as you guys like to call it. You know what I mean? You could have that Sippy Cup. So, guys, we're going to keep it moving. Make sure you guys like the video. Botak Ching is coming out of Singapore. Big up to you, man. Nice to have somebody from Singapore watching the thing. Do appreciate it, man. So, we are going to keep it moving. So, the next game that we're going to talk about is the game between Crystal Palace and Everton. Crystal Palace has finally won a game after it's been a while. Let's just say that. It's been a while. That's only their 4th win this season, and that's their first win in 5. The last time Palace actually won a game was November 6th, and they picked up that win against Wolves, and they had won 2 in a row, defeating City 2-0, and then defeating Wolves 2-0. But since then, it's been very paltry, you know what I mean? Where they've gone 4 games, not managed matches properly, losing games from winning positions, dropping points from winning positions, and they haven't been bad, but they just lacked that cutting edge that they needed, and they got it. They really did it today, man. This boy Conor Gallagher. Listen, if Chelsea don't want him, I'll take him at City. I'll take young English talent. I'll take him. You see what I mean? I'll take him. Thank you very much, Chelsea. You know what I mean? I'll take him. Yeah, but Chelsea will definitely gotta give this guy a chance, man. You know what I mean? Got guys like Loftus Cheek getting a chance. Ross Barkley's at the club. You know, Conor Gallagher is gonna have to get his chance. It's gonna be a conundrum for Chelsea on what they're gonna do with Gallagher and what they're gonna do with Billy Gilmour when you think about it. You see what I'm saying? Because both players are looking very promising. Gilmour in the past and now Gallagher in the present. But that was a really good performance by Crystal Palace. But look, the score does not tell the true story of the game. I think Everton really fought well, and they have themselves to blame for those goals because it was just dumb and stupid, brain dead errors by Everton that actually cost them this game. They could have managed the game a lot better, but they didn't. So, look, just for the note, say Danny Ward back in the team. Will Hughes first start this season under Vieira. And he just recently came in from Watford too, so he's not really been getting the opportunities. But after this game, maybe we'll see more of Hughes. Very creative player. Fabian Delph made the cut. Allen out with injury. Halgate in. Andre Gomes in as well. 7th minute, Jordan Ayew had a shot saved by Jordan Pickford, who saved another one by Will Zaha in the 12th. So bright start by Crystal Palace. And Conor Gallagher was real menacing from the get-go with a cross and a shot going over. 40th minute is when the first goal, 41st minute, that Conor Gallagher goal. Poor clearance at first by Everton, and then it came to Gray. And then I don't know what Gray was actually thinking. You know, you could go from 0 to 0 in like a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what he did against Arsenal, and then look at what he's been doing this season. And then, you know, your villain in this game. That was a terrible, terrible pass. Undercooked it big time. Jordan Ayew, who has been lackluster in front of goal, but wasn't bad on the day, square the ball to Conor Gallagher in space, who side-footed the ball past England's number one keeper, Jordan Pickford. So Conor Gallagher has been really bright this season, man. One of the signings of the season in terms of loan signings. And Crystal Palace would actually do well with him as a permanent signing. But I don't think that Conor Gallagher would... I don't think he wants to. I think he would want to go back to Chelsea and prove that, yeah, I'm at Chelsea, you know what I mean? Play Champions League football and so on and so forth. That's what every footballer wants. But who knows, man? Maybe the wiser thing to do is to try to get a move maybe to Crystal Palace where you're going to play every single game. And at Chelsea, that is not guaranteed. We've seen players go out on loan before, do very well, go back to their parent club, and their history. Dean Henderson comes to mind, you know what I mean? Think about Dean Henderson. So that was Gallagher's 5th goal of the game. He did went on to score a 6th, which was a screamer. I'll get to that one. But what a season he's had so far, man. So brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff by Crystal Palace. And very poor, sloppy by Everton, who started the season out so brightly, but across the last 10 games, 1 win, man. 1 win. I think 9, 1 win. They've been horrible. Imagine that win came against Arsenal, right? Come on, Arsenal. You know what I mean? 1-0 at halftime there, 62nd minutes. Will Hughes corner met at the far post by Tompkins, who slotted in for his first goal this season. So 62nd minute, Will Hughes, as I mentioned earlier, picked up an assist. And we'll be seeing more of Hughes because he is a very creative, deep line kind of midfielder. But very, very creative, though. Very creative. He was supposed to be one of the big stars for England a couple years ago, but that never really came to fruition. And for guys like Conor Gallagher, he'll hope his career doesn't turn out like Will Hughes or what's his name there, man? That played for Arsenal. What's his name? God damn. You see, already forgetting about him, man. What's his name? His career is like over. God damn. Can't even remember his name. Arsenal player that went to Bournemouth and then he's like done for right now. He's trying to be a manager. But anyways, not important right now. So 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Cruising. Not a lot of opportunities really for Everton in this game. Just a few half chances. Richarlison not really, involved enough. Not creative enough there by Everton on the day. Townsend must have felt kind of awkward coming up against his old team, Crystal Palace too. So, look, Everton did pull one back in the 78th minute, and that's why I say don't make the scoreline trick you. 3-1. The game was much closer than that. And it was a scrappy goal scored by Rondon, his first in Everton colours. It was a shot deflected and fell nicely to Rondon, who put it into the back of the net. And Crystal Palace, I don't think they had anything, they can't really fault the defenders there too much. That was just a very fortunate goal for Rondon. So, look, Gordon off the bench. Anthony Gordon came off the bench. He's a local man, Scouser. Came off the bench, had a really good run, got the ball back and almost scored. So Everton had an opportunity to equalize. Guaita with the big save. And I was like, okay. I think the reason why Everton actually lost this game is because they were actually fighting really, really hard for that equalizer. They were trying so hard for the equalizer that they really shot themselves in the foot at the end there. Because, look, Seamus Coleman, that was a dumb thing he did there because he actually tried to, the ball was in the corner, he tried to smash the ball into the Crystal Palace player so that he could get the player yellow carded, just like Raul Jimenez got a yellow card against City for the same thing. And the player actually dodged the ball. The ball ended up in the middle where the defenders didn't deal with it. Ball came back in Crystal Palace's possession, fell nicely to Conor Gallagher, and he scored one of the best goals we've seen this season. That was brilliant, man. That was brilliant. The kid got a lot of talent. He got a lot of talent. And he showed us that talent last season when he was on loan at West Bromwich Albion. So, back-to-back loan stints. Listen, Conor Gallagher is coming off age. A brace in this game. 6 goals so far this season. Along with, a handful of assists. He's been Crystal Palace's best player. And I think he's the reason why they're in the position that they're in right now, because they've struggled. You see what I'm saying? They've played well, but they just lack that cutting edge. And if it wasn't for Gallagher, with his sharpness, they could have been in a worse situation right now. So off the back of 3 consecutive losses, Crystal Palace pick up a well-earned win against a struggling Evertonian team. Everton are struggling big time. Big time. Rafa Benitez, I think he's going to get some more time to really figure things out. But listen, man, Rafa, bro, you know how these boards are. They'll sack you in a heartbeat. Watch yourself, man. Everton are, surpassed now by Crystal Palace in the table as Palace go up to 12th, 19 points. Everton are 14th with 18 points. Not time to panic. Could have a better second half of the season. But we got to all conclude that this half of the season has been atrocious with 8 L's already for Everton. 8. This is unacceptable. But to be fair to them, they've been missing Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Injuries have really hampered the team. And whenever they get something going, it's just, undone by injuries. Yerry Mina, Allen, Luca Digne with his problems with Rafa Benitez. Seamus Coleman isn't at his best anymore. they keep chopping and changing. Everton is struggling, and it's going to continue to get even harder. The next game is against Chelsea this Thursday. I don't know what to say about Chelsea these days, but I think they good enough to edge Everton. And then you got Leicester City, who's picking form right about now, a gritty Burnley, and Newcastle at the end of the year. So, look, they got some easier games coming up, to be real, and they have to use that opportunity early in the year to get their act together. But it's going to continue to be an uphill battle for Rafa Benitez and Everton. I know the Liverpool fans are like, hey, you went there. Now you understand what it is. And if you really check out Everton, man, over the last couple of years, they haven't really been able to tie down a consistent manager. So I think that's a problem with Everton. It seems like maybe players are going there, just taking the club for a ride, if you understand what I'm saying. Just think about what I'm saying, guys. You know what I mean? Just think about exactly what I'm saying. They're just all over the place, man. They're very ambitious, but just all over the place, if you ask me. Look at the James signing last season, and then he just left. You see what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, look, for the victorious team, Crystal Palace, their next game will be against Southampton, and then they have Watford, Tottenham, Norwich. So they have some nice fixtures coming up. The London Derby will be tricky, but I'm telling you, you fancy their chances against Watford, Norwich, and Southampton. That could be 9 more points in the bag for Palace, but we know how they are. They might actually drop points in all of them, but they might win at least one. So 3-1 Palace. Everton, hard luck. They lose again. Conor Gallagher, king of the match. He was really good indeed. And Vieira must be a proud man. He celebrated because victories have been few and far in between this season. So that's my thoughts, guys. Talk to me. Talk to me. Jack Wilshere, that's the name I'm thinking about. Thank you very much, Cuthbert. How are you feeling, man? How are you feeling? Who else you got in here? Big up to Bereket Silman. How are you? Nice to see you. And he's saying City did not deserve the penalty. Look, man, a lot of teams didn't deserve penalties this weekend, and they got it. They really got it. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. Do appreciate that. We're going to keep the ball rolling. I'm going to keep talking about these matches. It's my thoughts, my opinions on each and every one of these teams this season. Look, Crystal Palace and Everton, they look like mid-table teams. Mid-table this season. Palace, I think it's going to be the same old Palace, but with just a different DNA. Pretty much mid-table, but just playing more attractive football under Vieira. So, we're going to keep it moving. Let's talk about the game. Leicester 4, Newcastle United 0. I cannot believe I actually predicted Newcastle to win this game. What was I actually thinking? You see what I'm saying? But if you want to know what I was thinking momentum. I was thinking, okay, Newcastle got a win in their last game. First win of the season. They're surely going to use that momentum against a team like Leicester, who's really been struggling lately. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. Leicester's been iffy this season. They've been dealing with injuries. They've been playing in the Europa League. They got knocked out of the Europa League. They're in the Conference League. During the preview, I did say they got knocked out of Europe, but it's okay. It's okay. I forgot the third place team in the Europa League goes down into the Conference League. I know a lot of people didn't even realize that. But yeah, they go down into the Conference League where they play that round of 16 playoffs in the Conference League. So Leicester actually has a chance to win the Conference League. They would want to win something, you know what I mean, this season. Won the FA Cup, the Community Shield recently, Premier League a couple years ago. The Conference League won't be a bad trophy to add to their cabinet, right? So, yeah. But Newcastle, man. Newcastle, after that very impressive performance against Burnley, scrapped to that 1-0 win, I thought they were going to actually do something in this game. And they didn't really trouble Schmeichel too much. Not too much. Just a little bit. Not too much. Whenever they did, baby shots. Joel Linton, Willock, St. Maxima, you know what I mean? Almiron, that's some baby shots. But Leicester, oh my God. When you talk about sharpness, when you talk about cutting edge, yeah. They were really explosive on the day, and you got to give it to them. This is the Leicester City we know. This is the Leicester City that we know, that were in the top 4 for the last 2 seasons and then drop out late. That's the Leicester team that we know. And they could pick from late in the season, maybe a second half of the season type of team, which would actually be the opposite of what they did the last 2 seasons. But Brendan Rodgers, man, your boys did well. As for Eddie Howe, he looks a worried man on the touchline. He looks a worried man. And I'll give you guys some information just now on Newcastle. Just wait for it, right? Just wait for it. Look, this was the 130th consecutive Premier League game for goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel. The 100th Premier League appearance for Johnny Evans as well. I'm not sure if it's for Leicester City or altogether West Brom Leicester. I think he did play for United back in the days too. I'm not sure if he made any appearances. But look, Patson Daka started ahead of Jamie Vardy, which I think it's, something that Brendan Rodgers is trying to do. Paid big money for Daka, and they're trying to actually make him, maybe just share the workload, I should say. Just put it better and say share the workload with Jamie Vardy, because at Jamie Vardy's age, you don't want to really wear him down and then you lose him for a prolonged period. So you want to give Jamie Vardy some starts. You want to give Daka some starts. And Brendan Rodgers now know that he can trust Daka. You see what I'm saying? Could trust Daka. The trust is already there with Jamie Vardy. You see what I'm saying? So, look. Ricardo was on the bench. Nice to see him on the bench. Tillemans made it back. And the Leicester squad has been hit by a coronavirus breakout as well. So, look, the squad is deep. They had a few youngsters on the bench as well. One of them did come on in Casey McAteer. So, let's see if we see more of him this season. But it was a polished performance, I have to say, by Leicester. So, this was the 200th game for Newcastle captain Jamal Lascelles. Not a good way to bring up your 200th game, right? Johnny Evans got injured early on in the piece. He was replaced by Boubakary Soumaré, and Wilfred Ndidi had to drop back to center back. Look, 38-minute penalty. That was a dodgy penalty. Dodgy penalty there. Lascelles deemed to foul James Maddison. James Maddison, that's a dive. That is a dive. That is what you call simulation, because Lascelles didn't do anything wrong, and Maddison saw the leg, and he basically looked for that. And you could see, if you go back and you look at it, it looks really ugly. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't think the referees don't really look at it like that. The referees just say, okay, according to the rules, it's a penalty. Give it. Yuri Tillemans step up, scored his 4th goal of the season. So, merited. The goal was actually merited. 1-0 to Leicester. But that goal in the 57th minute by Patson Daka, which was Daka's second goal this season. What a ball by James Maddison. And during the preview, I did mention that Maddison is the man to watch. The player to watch there in this game is James Maddison. Because he had a horrible, let's say, for 2021, he wasn't that good. But he's finishing off the year very strongly, which is a good sign for Leicester City because he's their creative spark. Him along with Tielemans. And if Maddison's not creating, then you see a reflection in the results. That ball to slice, dice, cut apart that Newcastle defense that was just all over the place. That was an exquisite ball to Harvey Barnes making that run in behind. And the defense all over the place. Nobody picking up Daka. Daka with the tap-in, acrobatic celebrations, and Leicester 2-0 up. And at that point, it was a point of no return for Newcastle because they've just not been good enough. They're not making good decisions. When they're supposed to pass in the final third, they shoot in, and it seems like every player wants to be a hero or something. You know, Joe Willock comes to mind. What a season he's having, though. Big money signing from Arsenal. Did well on loan last season, and that purple patch has since ended last season. You see what I mean? So that's quite unfortunate, though. Definitely. Newcastle would have to actually dip in the kitty come 1st of January and bring in some players if they are to survive this season. It ain't looking good at all. Not looking good. So, 78th minute, Timothy Castanier's back pass, horrible back pass, was saved off the line by Kasper Schmeichel. That would have been a very comical goal if it had went in. And Leicester, I think between the 75th to the 85th minute, they were just freaking all over Newcastle United. Just chance after chance after chance was just being created. And the third goal came in the 81st. Newcastle giveaway. Them going down on the right. Leicester coming down on the left. Patson Daka to Maddison to Tielemans with a very, very cute finish to make it 3-0 to Leicester. And then a few minutes later, the fourth goal came. James Maddison got a goal of his own. 1-2 between Maddison and Patson Daka. And Maddison to put in at the far post while he was being challenged. And what a game for Maddison. Definitely king of the match. Easy. If you have Maddison play like that, he'll be in the England team all the time, and Leicester will be doing well. But it's moments when you really need James Maddison. He didn't step up late last season. You know what I mean? Players like Maddison and Jack Grealish need to just focus on football. Concentrate on what you're doing and just shine on the field. I think these guys could get a little distracted with off the field situations because you know they're pretty boys. And they you know what I mean, they get caught up in the off the field life. So, and I think it bleeds into their football as well. So I think that's what it is with James Maddison. It's just that you just have to concentrate a lot more, man. Very dominant win by Leicester City. Yuri Tielemans, he was a missed player, and they play a lot better with him in the team. I think they play a lot better with Ricardo in the team, Tielemans in the team, Johnny Evans in the team, and when Maddison's playing well, Jamie Vardy as well. Look, the team, they got Ademola Lookman, they got Kelly Iheanacho not even involved on the day, and these guys probably dealing with some COVID issues right now. The team, they've done some really good recruitment, and I expect better from Leicester. So what we've seen from them all season is just weird, you see. So this is more like it, definitely more like it. You know, somebody recently reminded me that Leicester beat City 5-2 last season. You know what I mean? That's the Leicester City we want to see. They now move up to 8th. I think that's the highest they've gone this season. 22 points. They're putting pressure on the teams above them. Arsenal, United, Tottenham, West Ham, Leicester's coming for you. Watch yourselves. So for Newcastle, though, I don't know, man. It's getting worse, man. It's going from bad to worse. Couple good results, 2 draws, a win in the last 5, but every time they lose, man, it just makes you wonder, are Newcastle getting relegated? Are they getting relegated? 10 points. Look, 2 wins, they could, if they get 2 wins, they could catch up to the likes of Southampton and Leeds and them guys, Everton and them guys, past Watford, right? But they got to be more consistent. That's the thing. Got to be more consistent. And that's what's been plaguing teams this season. Inconsistency. Inconsistency. You go from the 20th team, Norwich, go all the way up to 8th, Leicester City. Very inconsistent. These teams have been so inconsistent this season. You could even talk about an Arsenal being inconsistent. West Ham lately. You know what I mean? The teams that are really setting the pace are Man City and Liverpool in terms of consistency. Chelsea have been inconsistent. All the other teams just all over the place. And who knows? We might see a 2-horse race. We might see Man City and Liverpool run away from the rest. Chelsea would be hoping that they stick around and compete. But recent results are not pointing towards that. You see what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. For Leicester City, the next game is against Tottenham this Thursday. That game, and, you know, that game is actually on the jeopardy of being postponed because of the whole situation at Tottenham Hotspur right now. And let's see. Leicester got their COVID situation. Tottenham has theirs. Don't know if that game will go ahead. We'll find out a bit later. I'll do some research and see if that one will go ahead. Don't know if they're going to make the decision tomorrow, but we'll talk about it some more tomorrow. Leicester do have Everton, Liverpool in the cup, Man City, Liverpool at the end of the year. So they have some tough matches coming up. Let's see how they fare. And players like Madison Daka picking form at the right time. So, look, for Newcastle United, I told you I would talk about their situation at the end of the analysis. Take a look at this, guys. Just take a look at this right now and just tell me what you think. Just tell me what you think, right? Just take a look at this. Take a look at the next 4 fixtures. Just let it digest a bit and just tell me how you're feeling. Tell me how you're feeling. Okay? Talk to me about this. This is not good. This is not good for Newcastle, man. They would have to depend on that second half of the season in order to survive, because Liverpool, City, Man United under Ralph Ragnick, we know what's going on. Everton as well. That game is something they could get something from, but still though. You put in the Leicester City game, and they could lose 4 on the bounce. 4. It ain't looking good at all for Newcastle United, man. Not at all. Not at all. So, pardon me there, guys. I actually pressed the back button on the stream and I got kicked off. So, pardon me there. Sorry about that. That happened to me in the past, but it happened again. So, sorry about that. Hopefully, we didn't lose anybody. I didn't lose anybody, right? Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. We'll definitely appreciate that. That happened like so quick, right? You guys are like, where the hell did he go? God damn. Where did he go? But guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. We'll definitely appreciate it. See them Leicester boys are happy, celebrating. You know what I mean? Yay, we won. Yay. Oh my God. But yeah, Newcastle United, they're in a whole lot of trouble, man. They're in a lot of trouble. Just want to put that out there. We know that. Just want to reiterate. How's everybody in here feeling right now, man? Talk to me. Big up to Sharon Mack in the house. Troublemaker. Troublemaker Sharon Mack. Cashew Red. Dom still celebrating 100 goals. 27-year-old and a winger. 1 in 3 Sterling to the world. Yeah, Sterling, that's a good achievement, man. Definitely. Good achievement. You know what I'm saying? What else we got here? Let me see. Who else we got? That's City Till I Die. How are you doing? Cuthbert, Boo Rider in the house. Damage Chelsea, this self-destructing. They're just inconsistent, man. And inconsistency ain't gonna win you the title. Just want to put it out there. But yeah, guys, smash the thumbs up button. We need 19 more thumbs up to get to 50 likes. Could we hit 50? We just hit 50 people watching, so that's great. Let's keep it moving. We got a lot of games to talk about. Let's move on to the next one between Arsenal and Southampton. Look, I'm not surprised there. I predicted this. Predicted Arsenal to beat Southampton 2-0. 2-0. Southampton's struggling right now. Southampton is struggling. They're really struggling. Struggling to the point where they had to sign Willie Caballero on a 1-month deal. 40 years old, 1-month deal for Caballero. And Jan Bednarek, Jack Stevens just came back from injury. They started the game. He had Jenipo back in the squad. Che Adams, out injured. They made 5 changes. Heavily depleted Southampton 11. Salisu suspended. He's been looking bright. Romeo suspended. He's a rock in midfield for them. So they've just been, really, really hampered by injury and suspension. Just unfortunate. The 2 goalkeepers, Fraser Foster and Alex McCarthy, out injured as well. And we discussed that the last game where Southampton drew 1-1 with Brighton. Alex McCarthy was injured. He hid his injury. He hid his injury from the coach. And he hid the extent of the injury to the coach, where the coach said, Hassan Hutter said, if he knew he was injured, he would have made a substitution, brought on a different, the little backup goalkeeper. And it could have been a different outcome where they would have won the game. And that would have been a valuable 3 points for Southampton, where 3 points have been really hard to come by this season for them. And they went and dropped the points, and now they come up against Arsenal, who they never beat at the Emirates. And of course, they lost. They really lost the game, and it was a flat type of performance, I should say. They did have a few shots at goal, but I think Aaron Ramsdale kind of Aaron Ramsdale, bro, I think you're kind of overdoing it now these days. You know what I mean? You're embellishing a lot of these saves. Yeah, we know you're doing well, but stop putting a little gloss on the saves, man. It's like everything Aaron Ramsdale is like doing the extra dive for the camera and the extra pose in the air. So chill out, Rams. Chill. Aubameyang not in the squad, disciplinary reasons. And look, as the captain of the team, you can't be doing that, man. You're not setting no example. You're missing sitters. And too many times that Aubameyang has to be reprimanded for disciplinary reasons. Maybe showing up late and all things to meeting and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is this time, but he wasn't in the squad. Smith Rowe made the bench. No Bernd Leno on the bench. That's something that I noticed as well. El Neni was absent, and Arsenal went unchanged from the last game. Look, 8-minute Adam Armstrong forced a big save out of Ramsdale. That was indeed a big save, that was needed. And then the goal came in the 21st minute by Alexandra Lacazette. And look, the build-up came straight from Aaron Ramsdale, where Southampton did put a lot of pressure on Arsenal. You know, they pressed well. They had to squeeze the ball out. But Arsenal wanted to play the ball. They want to play the ball out from the back. They want to play that attractive Spanish-type football, you know, under Mikel Arteta. You know, he's Spanish. He worked under Pep Guardiola. And he want to play stylish football, and it really paid off that moment. It doesn't always pay off, but at that moment, brilliant build-up all the way from the keeper, and basically walked straight into the back of the net there. Saka with the assist. Really good ball to Alexander Lacazette. That Olympic Lyonnais Lacazette. You see what I'm saying? Second goal of the season, and Saka's third assist. Look, Arsenal were really bright between that little period there, but then the goal came for Martin Odegaard, his fourth of the season. I like that he's really contributing in terms of goals, and he scored in the 27th minute. That was a header. Very scrappy goal where Kieran Tierney tried about 3 times to get that ball off. Finally did, and his header was headed in by Martin Odegaard, the Norwegian international. 2-0 for Arsenal. At that point, I think the game was pretty much wrapped up, though. So, look, Saka had a shot brilliantly saved by Willy Caballero in the 48th minute. Arsenal 2-0 at halftime. Southampton did get a few look-ins, but every time they had a shot at goal, it was like a weak baby shot. Nathan Teller, 54th minute, Ramsdale with the save. And then Teller had a penalty shout that wasn't given. And I think that was actually a very good shout for penalty. Apart, you know, unlike the ones from Ronaldo, the one in the Man City game, the Liverpool one as well. Yeah. You know, the Leicester City one. You know, so it's been some soft penalties. And that one, I think, should have actually been given on merit, because of what we saw this weekend in terms of penalties. So that was a given. Southampton, you know, feel a little aggrieved there that they didn't get that one. And we had a goal by Gabriel from the corner that was actually marked offside, and even on the VAR check it was offside. But then he scored a few minutes later, and brilliant goal, brilliant header. Gabriel Martinelli with the ball in from the corner. Brazilian link up. And Gabriel with the running start. Leaped ahead of everybody. But Caballero could have actually came out and did a lot better in terms of, you know, punching that ball out. Which he didn't. So Martinelli did hit the post. Saka did hit the post. Arsenal were all over Southampton. They could have scored more. Southampton did create a few good chances in the, you know, between the 70th and the 75th minute, but they were both saved by Aaron Ramsdale, and Arsenal held on for the 3-0 victory. And well-deserved victory, if you ask me, but look, it's an expected victory where Arsenal are expected to beat these teams. Aaron Ramsdale, king of the match. You can see Budweiser, king of the match. And you can see a few, you know, pictures from this. Arteta must be a pleased man. It's nice to see Caballero back in the league. You know, it's strange, but true. And, yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Nice veneers there by Gabriel as well. Yeah. Real big and shiny. Tomiyasu had a bright game, involving the goal there scored by Odegaard. Ball over to Tierney. So, look, when Arsenal play these teams, they're going to pick up the points, right? But it's when they meet the bigger teams, they don't pick up the points. That's the thing with Arsenal. That's the problem. And if they're going to be an elite club again, they would have to start beating the likes of City and Liverpool, Man United on a more consistent basis. I'm not saying they haven't been picking up victories here and there, but more consistently. Okay? But Southampton's, they have been struggling big time, and I think their struggle might actually continue. They might get pulled into the relegation battle soon, very, very soon. For them, their next game is against Crystal Palace, informed Brentford, West Ham, Tottenham. It's going to be rough. It's games that they could win, but it's going to be very hard to predict a Southampton win here. I can't predict a Southampton win for any of these games unless they win the previous one. But win probability, very low for Southampton in the games coming up, man. Seriously. They have a 29% win probability in the game coming up against Palace. But Palace has a 42% and there's a 29% draw probability. So it ain't looking too good for Palace at all. Southampton. Not looking good. A higher win probability against Brentford. But look, that's just based on previous stats available. But Brentford is a new Premier League team. So look, this one's going to be hard to gauge in terms of Southampton. It would be sad to see them relegated, but they might get dragged in to the conversation. So, look, as for Arsenal, they're 6th. That's where they want to be, in the top 6. Fighting, they could fight for that 4th position, because I think that'll be available. West Ham, United, Arsenal, Tottenham, Leicester, Wolves would all scrap it up for that 4th Champions League spot. Let's see who will get it. Look, Arsenal 26 points, 8 wins, 6 L's, 2 draws. Not bad, but the 6 losses, a little concern, a little worry. United got 5, Tottenham has 5, Leicester has 6, so it's not that bad. But I think Arsenal fans expect a lot better. But the team's still gelling. It's still, trying to play as a unit. I think Arteta knows his best 11. Maybe not. But he's getting there. He's definitely getting there. Are they going to do any business in January? I don't think so. Maybe a few outgoings on loan. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe a striker coming. Who knows? So, look, for Southampton, they're 16th in the league right now. 16 points after 16 matches played. They only got 3 wins. They're winless in their last 5 games. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for the Saints. So, big up to everybody in the house right about now. Thank you for joining, guys. Make sure you like the video. We need 16 more thumbs up to get to 50. Could we hit 50 before we move on to the next match? Could we? I would love to hit 50 thumbs up before we talk about the next game. We have a few more games to touch on. Talked about Brentford, Watford. We talked about Arsenal, Southampton. Norwich, Man United, not yet. We talked about every game except the 4 big ones. Let's talk about those. First one, Norwich 0, Manchester United 1. Cristiano Ronaldo, Penaldo, with the only goal of the game. But to be fair to United, though, they haven't been getting a lot of penalties this season. Is that what? Their second penalty, I think, this season? So, can't really call them Penandes and Penaldo this season. But I gotta say that was a very, very soft penalty, though. Very, very, very soft. Very soft. Marshmallow type soft penalty. And United, I have to say, they got lucky. They really got lucky. And not because it's United. I think once again, David De Gea, who should have been the king of the match here, saved United. Like he should. Like he really should. That's his job. That is his job. That is his job. But the defense isn't protecting him enough. That's what I think. But it's his job. He's been coming up really with some really big saves. He's been coming up clutch for United. This is the... Look, we might be here thinking, okay, Cristiano Ronaldo is scoring a lot of goals. Yeah, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's the man. You know what I mean? He's the man that's making things happen at United. Yeah, it's Ronaldo. No, it's not. scoring goals, yeah. But this is the man that has United in the position they're in right now. This is the man who got United into the round of 16 because of the saves he's been making. Might be an unpopular opinion, but you got to see things differently. And I've criticized David De Gea in the past, but I think this is one of the best seasons he's had in a long, long, long time. The pressure from Dean Henderson and everything is just making him play a lot better. Look, I don't know if he's going to get the Spain #1 back, but if he keeps playing like this, he just might. So, look, let's touch on the game. Norwich, the relegation zone, the last in the table right about now. They made 2 changes. Ozan Kabak and the Polish international Placheta came in. Don't know how to say his first name, but he got a weird first name last time I checked, though. Yeah. Yeah, man. Przemisla Placheta. That name is weird, bro. Sorry, but, can't say it. Anyways, he came in. No changes for Man United from the Crystal Palace win. A game they also wasn't overly convincing, and it was a 1-0 win. And the games on the Rangnick has not been convincing. But still, United are showing some pragmatism with Rangnick. Whereas with Solskjaer, Carrick to a lesser extent, a lot of volatility. Lot of volatility. But this has now been, 3 games in charge for Rangnick. A draw against Young Boys where they rotated. A win against Palace, 1-0, and another 1-0 win against Norwich City. And I think Norwich is rather unlucky not to get something, at least a point from this match, because they didn't play too badly and have not played too badly under Dean Smith, where they went unbeaten in November and were looking to continue with that momentum in December, but it has not worked out so far. Really haven't. They played 2 matches in December and have lost both games, and they got Villa coming up, West Ham, Arsenal, Palace. It's going to be tough, very, very tough for Norwich, where they had a little momentum building, and that momentum has since came to a stop, a halt. And that's the thing about momentum. If you're able to keep the momentum going, you'll do well. But anytime you lose that momentum, man, it feels weird, man. It feels really weird. Like it seems like you're in a state where you don't know how to get points again. And that could actually happen to Norwich. Good November, but might get ugly in December. Already started to get ugly in December. So, chance in the 14th minute, Alex Telles with free kick hit the bar, and we've seen that United are preferring the Telles and the Dallo on the Rangnick. See Alex Telles, Diego Dallo starting the game, and you have Wan-Bissaka is dealing with some injury problems right now. But they didn't even make the squad. Him now, Luke Shaw is on the bench, but Wan-Bissaka didn't make the squad, and he's been dealing with some injury. But this might be what Ralph Rangnick go with in the future, because what you get from Telles, I think you could get from Luke Shaw, and you'll get more from Telles. It's just that Ole was so stubborn that he didn't give Danny van de Beek any opportunity. He tricked Jesse Lingard in staying at the club, where Lingard should have gone to West Ham United and would have been enjoying life over there. And he basically didn't give Telles enough opportunity, didn't give Dallo enough opportunity, and he was just very one-dimensional with very one-dimensional Wan-Bissaka and fat boy Luke Shaw. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Ole is since gone, and you could see Ragnick's philosophy is, being implemented a bit. But at times in the match, matches, you could see them reverting back to that Ole style of play. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure Ragnick is on the sideline looking at that and be like, oh, God, guys, come on. You see what I mean? So, good win nevertheless, but, they got to be a little bit more consistent in their style of play going forward. So, look, Grant Hanley got an injury early in the first half there. Could see 21st minute, Jacob Sorensen was brought on. He's a young midfielder. And I think that actually affected Norwich. Because Hanley has been big and has even been a goal threat for them lately. Krul had to make a big save from Ronaldo. Excuse me, let me drink some water. My throat got, dry there. Hate when that happens, man. Plus it's winter too, you know what I mean? And I'm out there in the elements and things, so you don't know what it is. Maguire's header tipped over by Krul. I think Krul was actually very resolute on the day. And the fact that it was a penalty conceded, couldn't really do much about that when you have Ronaldo on the penalty. Halftime 0-0. Pookie had a shot saved, left-footed shot tipped over by David De Gea. That was a very, very good opportunity. And then the penalty shout came. And I think that was so soft, man. That was very, very soft. Nobody else really appealed for the penalty. Was really Ronaldo. And I think he was even shocked that it was given. That was too soft, man. Seriously. That was ice cream soft. He stepped up. He put it away. And you know what they say, man? The rest is history. The rest is definitely history. Look, Norwich could have equalized. Ozan Kabak with the header saved by David De Gea. I talked about De Gea early on in the analysis. Big save, big lead by Kabak. And then there was a 92nd minute save by De Gea again. That would have been offside because I think the player was initially offside when the free kick came in. And then, the fact that Ronaldo headed it onto him would have still been offside. But good fight. Very, very good fight. 2 wins in 2 for Ralph Rangnick. And United continue to soar upwards in terms of the table, where they're now 5th with 27 points, a point behind West Ham United. So, West Ham, you got to look out, man. Well, United are right behind. They looking to get into the top 4. They're looking to put pressure on Chelsea, Liverpool, and City ahead. Those teams can't afford to drop points because you drop points, United creep up. You know what I'm saying? Tottenham creep up. So they're doing what they have to do, winning games that on paper that they should win. And that's all you need to do. But to me, I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced. I think this win was very fortunate. Penalty there. In open play, they weren't very, very good creatively. And I think Norwich held it down very, very well. And even in the final third for Norwich, they threatened. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't a walk in the park for United at all against the team 20th in the table. So when you think about how they did against the teams that are first and second in the table, you'll understand. You really understand what's going on with Manchester United. So it's going to take some time for the team to build up some more steel under Ralph Rangnick. You feel me? In my opinion, I think Rangnick should actually stay on and be the manager. Because you could see a situation where he goes upstairs, somebody else comes in, same old United, right? Same old United. But look, man, you got to feel it for Norwich. Great opportunities, just couldn't score. And that has been their Achilles heel this season. Not scoring enough goals. Their defense has not been good as well. They got the second worst defense in the league behind Newcastle and just above Watford. Just above Everton as well. But they actually has the worst attack with only 8 goals scored. 8. This is not survival stuff. 8 goals is not good enough. This ain't survivor stuff. Josh Sargent. Don't mean to point you out, but you got to score. Tell me how there's 16 matches and you ain't scored yet. You feel me? Norwich ain't looking good at all. You're going down like Mary J. Blige. Most likely. November looked good, but December has not started well. So for Manchester United, the next game will be against Brentford. Then they got Brighton, Newcastle, Burnley, Wolves. Some kind games coming up if you ask me. And we could actually see them gain ground and actually build up some momentum. Believe it or not, they could. For Norwich, West Ham, Villa, West Ham, Arsenal, Palace. Tough games coming up. Leicester, tough games. Very tough. If they win any of these, they'll be lucky. Very, very lucky. So, what are you guys saying right now? Big up to everybody in the chat right about now, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yep, Stink Mina. Yep, Conor Gallagher has been balling this season big time. Guys, we need 8 more to hit 50 likes. Could we hit 50? Wade Nelson, De Gea was big for United. They could have conceded. Indeed, man. Indeed. Big up to Angel. It was a penalty. I'm not saying it wasn't. It was soft. It was soft, man. It was really soft. Too soft. Big up to the boy, AD. I find it very interesting that most of the big teams won the matches because of penalties. Yeah, man. The big teams had to really struggle to get these wins. People may say, the Liverpool fans may say, no, it was a struggle. We didn't do that. You could play well and don't score. See what I'm saying? All fortunate penalties, if you ask me. Even the Man City penalty. Norwich have missed Cantwell. Cantwell played this game. And I think the goal they almost scored was a Cantwell dive. And they got a free kick and almost scored from that free kick. So Cantwell has been involved lately. Michael Olapido, United is the only side that have not scored from set pieces this season, including corners and free kicks. Very good stat. And I think Crystal Palace are the team that has conceded the most. We spoke about that previously as well. So, yeah, Sean Mack, you need to chill, bro. You need to chill. Chill. You're spamming a bit too much. Let the other people's comments get a little chance now, man. Come on, man. Come on, you could do better than that. You do this every time. So, big up to Leng and Sweet. Oh, man. Leng is frustrated with Jack Grealish. Too early, man. It's too early. Too early, bro. Too early, man. Let's not jump the gun there. So, we're going to keep it moving. Let's talk. Let's move on. And the next game that we're going to talk about is the game between Chelsea and Leeds. Let's talk about this game. Chelsea 3, Leeds United 2. Chelsea 3, Leeds United 2. Not convincing. This win was gifted. You know, Christmas is, 13 days from now. This was a Christmas gift by Leeds United. Very feisty affair. I could see the fans in the stadium going at each other, looking across, cursing each other. And on the field, it was very feisty. It was a good game of football. But the quality, I have to say, it was very subpar, man. Very subpar in terms of the mistakes made by defenders. Silly mistakes. And we have to start from the mistake, like all mistakes, man. All of them, mistakes. Just mistakes all over the field. So, Leeds did suffer another setback with Bamford out injured, celebrating that goal against, Brentford. Injured himself. Rodrigo out as well. Liam Cooper, Calvin Phillips, Pascal Strike. All out. Bit of an injury crisis there. The entire bench was filled up with youngsters. So I find it hard that Chelsea still really struggled against this Leeds United team. You see what I mean? Romelu Lukaku on the bench again is another thing that we got to actually question. Like, if he's fit, why is he not making the start? 100 million. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Grealish too. These $100 million players haven't been playing well. They haven't. Most of them. Coutinho, Hazard. You think about Joao Felix, Ousmane Dembele. These guys haven't really lived up to expectations. The only $100 million player that's really done well, maybe is Neymar and Mbappe. You see what I'm saying? But they played in League On, so I don't know. But yeah, they've done well still. Look, first 6 minutes of the game, Meslier was very, very busy. I think Chelsea had a really, really good start, and we're unlucky not to score. But we know Ilian Meslier is a very good shot stopper. And 20th minute, Rafinha forced a save out of Mendy from a free kick. Good stuff. You know, Rafinha has been Leeds' brightest player this season. Penalty came for Leeds. 26th minute, it occurred. Was scored in the 28th minute. And that was Marcos Alonso, foul on Dan James. Rafinha stepped up, put it brilliantly in the back of the net. 1-0 to Leeds. And at that moment, as a City fan, I got to keep it real. I'm celebrating. I ain't going to lie. I'm celebrating the hell out of every Leeds goal. I'm like, yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah, but for some reason, Chelsea just kept coming back, man. You know? Just kept coming back, man. Like the Watford goalkeeper. So, look. The goal. Leeds, you got to manage games better. You really got to manage games better. But we know how Leeds United are. Even if they get the lead, they just keep playing the same football over and over again. That's just Leeds. And I think they need a little pragmatism. Not a little, a lot of pragmatism need to be added to their game. Lot. That was Rafinha's 7th goal of the season, by the way. So, my question for Chelsea is, how could they respond? Do they have a plan B? And they did respond. So, 34th minute, Reece James on Dan James. Yellow for Reece James. VAR check for potential red card, not given. Thought that was actually gonna, turn out disastrous, but it didn't. But I like the James on James thing, you know what I mean? The goal came, Marcos Alonso, after giving away the penalty, felt like he had to really, fight back for his team. And you got to blame Stuart Dallas here because he kind of was too idle on the ball. And Marcos Alonso kind of roughed him up. Questionable, could have been called a foul, but wasn't given. And good square back to Mason Mount, who put in at Mellier's near post. Meslier should have done a lot better there. That was unacceptable by the goalkeeper, by the way. You just don't concede goals like that. So, post stuff all over the field there by Leeds United. Mistake to give away the ball, and Chelsea pounced on it to equalize. 1-1 at halftime. Then Chelsea got the penalty in the 58th minute. This is what I don't understand, right? Rudiger is basically playing as a center forward. Very adventurous. Playing as a center forward because apparently the guys up top not doing the job they're supposed to do. So Rudiger is like, you know what, man? I'm going to take matters into my own hands. And he gets taken out by Rafinha. Another brain dead decision. Why are you taking out a player like Rudiger like that? It's Rudiger. What is he going to do? You know what I'm saying? I know he does run up and strike one and he has scored 1 or 2 goals. But it's Rudiger. You feel me? Take your time. That's why non-defenders making tackles like that in the box is always dangerous. And at first, the ref didn't give the penalty, but when you look back at it, that was a horrible tackle. Penalty, Georgina, step up, score. Chelsea in the lead. And I'm like, oh, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just watching the game as an opposition fan. I'm going to analyze the game very unbiased. But watching the game, I want Chelsea to draw or lose. Let's keep it real. I have to keep it 100% with you, right? They go ahead. Okay. Fight hard for the goal. They go ahead. But it was a numbskull move, a knucklehead move by Rafinha. And it's like a gift. Christmas gift. Christmas gift. Very poor. Sloppy. So look, Wolves really fought back. And then Tuchel made a few substitutions. Hudson-Odoi on for Aspilicueta. Bielsa made his own substitution, bringing on Gelhardt for Rafinha. That was late, but Gelhardt scored immediately. And you got to give it to Tyler Roberts, man. That was a brilliant move. Brilliant run. The ball to Tyler Roberts and the square just caught Chelsea out. I couldn't believe I'm watching Chelsea, right? You know what I'm saying? The way they were just broken down. The square came in. Gelhardt first to the ball to score his first Premier League goal. So, pretty brilliant stuff by Leeds to come back in the game, right? And you're thinking, okay, they're back in the game. They're going to see out 7 minutes plus extra time. They're going to see out the rest of the game. They're going to get a point, an unlikely point from Chelsea. And, you know, they're going to walk away happy. You didn't expect them to beat Chelsea. Maybe in the 70s and 80s, but not these days. You see what I mean? Not these days at all. I have to say that Tyler Roberts have looked really good lately. He's been getting more opportunities, and you could see that the Welsh international's confidence has been building up with every, chance that he gets. Because we know previously he used to come off the bench, but he's been involved in every match this season. But it's the games that he's played lately where he scored an assist in back-to-back games. And prior to that, it was nothing to show for Tyler Roberts. But that's what you need. You need players stepping up. And he's had a rough time. He's really had a hard time in the Premier League since Leeds got promoted last season. But look, Joe Gelhardt, I did talk about him being MIA for the last couple games. But it was nice to see him back, and he's been lively. And what a goal. He has a bright future if he continues and he keeps his head on. 2-2, and all you got to do is see out the rest of the game. Another numbskull decision by Matthias Klick, who was brought on off the bench by Bielsa. And he take down, who? Antonio Rudiger. Like, could somebody please tell me what Rudiger's doing there? Not Lukaku, Not Lukaku, who was brought on off the bench. Not Lukaku, but Rudiger. Dumb decision. Not like if he was like deep in the box or nothing. Dumb decision. Why? Players are not concentrating. No wonder these teams are doing like in the position they're in right now. Because the team's not sharp. The players are not concentrating. You look at City, you look at Liverpool. Concentration levels are high. It's high. You feel me? And that's why those teams are doing well. Chelsea, they're slipping up these days. I think they got very fortunate. I don't think there's any Chelsea fan on planet Earth right now. Yeah, there might be a few delusional ones that could argue with me right now and told me that, yeah, Chelsea deserved to win this game and they played like champions and yeah, they blew Leeds off the park. No! It was Leeds. Leeds gifted this win. 2 penalties. Here you go. Here you go. Win the game. Very dumb, man. Very dumb. Brain dead. That's my new thing. Brain dead decisions. And I even ran across an article that Matthias Klick had to delete his Twitter because of the abuse he got from the Leeds United fans. Listen, I talked some shit about Chelsea on Twitter. The kind of abuse I was getting, I'm like, listen, man, I got to be careful in the future. Twitter ain't a place to play around with and talk. And, you know, they abuse the hell out of you on Twitter. You feel me? I'm not going to advocate for the online bullying and anything like that. But Matthias Klick, bro, that was a dumb move, man. You cost your team, you know, a point there. And who knows how valuable that point could be at the end of the season. Who knows? Senseless defending by Leeds United. But Chelsea win. You know they say a win is a win. But we got to talk about the fact that Chelsea FC has conceded 8 goals across the last 3 matches. 8. They've won 1, drew 1, and lost 1. This is a worrying sign for a team that probably conceded 8 across the last 20 games. Is some complacency creeping into Chelsea's game? The whole contract situation with the players going on. You know, you got Christensen, his contract situation, Rudiger's contract situation. You got Aspilicueta, who is in the news that he could be leaving the club at the end of the season. Atletico Madrid and Barcelona paying keen attention to that one. And, you know, you always got players like Callum Hudson-Odoi who's neither here nor there in terms of selection. You got Loftus-Cheek. You got guys like Ross Barkley on the bench. These guys are not happy. Mason Mount lately wasn't very happy with his involvement. And Lukaku is on the bench. What's going on? What is going on? You got Saul Niguez not playing well, coming in on loan. So Kepa can't be a happy man. You see what I'm saying? He's going to be happy when Mendy goes to the African Cup of Nations. Hakim Ziyech not that happy. So, look, maybe Chelsea is just a ticking bomb waiting to implode. Maybe. For the Chelsea fans, they might want to just hope that that's not the case. But I'm just looking in, and this is what I see. Thomas Tuchel looked a worried man on the bench. Worried man. He didn't even get up. He was just sitting there like he's just pissed off. I don't think this is the approach you should take, because then, you know, you take this approach, you lose the players. You see what I mean? I know you want to be hard and win games and whatnot, but you got to take it easy, bro. Got to take it easy, man. You won the Champions League. Got to take it easy, man. Come on. Calm yourself down. One day at a time. You got to go back to what you used to win the Champions League. Go back to what you used to get that top 4 last season after Chelsea was struggling under Frank Lampard. Go back to basics, Thomas. Stop overcomplicating things. Just my little 2 cents. But for Leeds United, man, don't expect anything different. I predicted a Chelsea win for the game, so, you know, it would have just been a bonus for Leeds if they got anything out of it. So, look, Chelsea, they're third, 36 points, 1 point behind Liverpool in second, 2 points behind Man City in first. Remember, Chelsea were first before they lost to West Ham, so they have given up their top spot that they had for a number of weeks. But now it's City on top for the 2nd week in a row. All right? Are the other teams going to prevent Man City from making it 24 in a row? We shall see. So, for Chelsea, the next game will be against Everton this Thursday. Talk about that some more tomorrow. Then they got Wolves, Brentford in the Cup, Aston Villa, Brighton, and Liverpool on the 2nd of January. 15th of January, Man City once again. It's going to be a very tricky period for the Blues. Let's see how they navigate through those treacherous waters. So for Leeds United, man, they're struggling this season. 15th in the league, 16 points, only 3 wins. You know, subpar performance comparing to what they did last season, but it's not the end of the world. Really not. For them, the next game is against City this Tuesday. It's going to be a hard one. Just want to put it out there, man. Want to put it out there. It's going to be a tough game. Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa rounds off the year for Leeds. It could get really fugly for the Whites. So, it's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the chat. Do appreciate everybody in here right about now. Guys, we need 2 more thumbs up to hit 50. Let's make it happen. We got 86 people in the house right now. Thank you very much for the turnout. Like to see y'all in here, man. Love it. Absolutely love it. Big up to Chimcho in the house. New coaches tend to get a bump and the wins could disappear again. You're right. You're right about that. Ragnick you're talking about, right? You're talking about a Ragnick situation, right? Yeah, that's something that could actually happen. So, Gervais, the man is working miracles with the squad. Can't ask for much more from him. We have the same team from last year, basically, and we were top all the way to December 1st. I'd rather we chase than lead. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that because you get to Christmas and you're 5th. I don't know if you're going to feel the same way, man. So big up to Alison Saim who says liked. All right, we hit the goal of 50 thumbs up. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, smash it. Let's get closer to 75 likes. If you're watching a replay right now, thank you very much for tuning into yet another one. Okay, so we got 2 more games to talk about, and we're going to talk about those matches. Big up to the boy Zachary. Big up to Kutaiba Mohammed. Nice to see y'all in here right now. Who else we got? Listen, I'm fed up of scrolling through so many Sean Mac comments to get to other people's comments, man. Jesus Lord. Sean, chill. Chill, though. Chill. So, let's talk about the next game. Man City 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Oh! That's exactly how they sounded on the way back to Molyneux. So you could see Raheem Sterling and Ryan Ait-Nouri hugging each other there. This kid, Ryan Ait-Nouri, would make a neat left back, man. I'm telling you. Man City, sign him up, man. Sign him up. I even read that City's been linked with Nuno Tavares of Arsenal. That won't be a bad signing either, even though he loved to kiss dogs. That won't be a bad signing because, listen, previously, I did talk about the Benfica players. And I won't mind another Benfica player at the team, you know what I mean? You got Cancelo, you got João Cancelo, you got Edison, you have Bernardo Silva, former, you know what I'm saying? So, you got Ruben Diaz. Sign up the brickin' former Benfica people. Sign them up. Sign them up. But yeah, man, I gotta say that this win was a very nervous one. I was on the edge of my seat until the last whistle. And I was a relieved man when we won the game. Because usually, while I'm watching the games, an ESPN notification usually pops up to tell me the result, right? And there's been times in the past, you know, we're trailing by a goal and it pops up, but the game's not done yet on my end, and I'm like, damn, we lose the game, right? But this time, when it popped up, we won. I was like, yeah, woohoo! Wolves, man. Wolves made it hard for Liverpool. They made it hard for City, and they lost back-to-back games by only a 1-goal margin here. So, look, for City, Zinchenko started the game. Walker rested. Moutinho in for Wolves. I think it was like somewhat of a nothing type of first half, if you ask me. Nothing really to talk about too much. City struggled to break down Wolves. And Wolves just played a negative type of football where They didn't really want to play football. They just wanted to just defend. You see what I'm saying? That's what it seemed like. Not very attractive stuff. There was a collision between Ruben Neves and Max Kilman. Got his head busted up there. But then the main City had a few little chances, nothing really serious. But the big talking point of the game and the talking point of the first half was the double yellow card for Raul Jimenez. The double yellow card for Raul Jimenez. It's like, Raul, bro. Are you brain dead, bro? Sorry to be a bit insensitive, but I'm just keeping it real, man. Raul, I know you had a brain injury, but bro, are you brain dead, bro? Like, what are you thinking? Do you know the rules? He doesn't know the rules, guys. Doesn't know the rules. Professional footballer doesn't know the rules of the game. And fouled Rodri, which was maybe not a yellow card offense when you really look back at it. And then he tried to stop the free kick. Like, didn't he know he can't do that? He didn't. He looked baffled. He like, what? Why did I get a yellow card? Why did I? Whoa. They probably had to tell him. He got sent off. And I was happy because I'm like, we're finding it very difficult to break this team down. Maybe a man less will help, but it was even harder. And what some people don't realize, right? They say, you got lucky. If the team didn't go down to 10 men, you would have never won the game. You don't realize that when teams go down to 10 men, they're even harder to break down because they know they are at a disadvantage. They're still in the game, 0-0. They're still in the game, and all they need to do is to defend with those 9 outfield players and make it hard. They didn't have any intentions of actually going up. They hardly had the ball. So it's when you're analyzing games, you can't really look, oh yeah, you got a red card, it made it easier. It made it harder. Remember when Liverpool and Chelsea played each other, when Chelsea went down to 10 men, how hard they were to break down? Just think about that. Remember that one. So I think it was a harder second half than it was the first half. City became more desperate. It created more chances, but it was definitely difficult. Look, I think we could have got a penalty in the first half. It was a weird game because the penalty that was given is a dodgy penalty, right? And the one that was not given should have been given because Kilman actually leaned over and hands the ball. It wasn't given, but then the Jean Moutinho penalty handball was given, and I'm like, was John Moss trying to actually make up for the blunder in the first half? Maybe. I don't know. Ask him. You see what I'm saying? Ask him, but I'll take it. I'll take it. But look, before the goal came, Gundogan had a header headed off the line by Connor Cody, who made it for this game. The man has made a steal. Look at how he struggled against Liverpool, and he still managed to start this game against Man City and played at high levels. Gundogan was then taken off. Phil Foden came on and did help the team. Did help the team big time. Penalty. Bernardo, cross. Moutinho handball. VAR review didn't see a clear and obvious error. And it's a tricky one because it looks as if it hit his ribs going up to his arm. Or who knows, it could have brushed his arm onto his ribs, back onto his arm. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm not gonna debate it, but all we know, I'm agreeing that it was a dodgy penalty and we got lucky with that penalty. But we should have got a penalty in the first half as well. Just want to put that out there. Raheem Sterling stepped up, took the penalty brilliantly, put down through the middle. And I got to give it to him, man. 100 Premier League goals as a winger for both Liverpool and City. The majority scored for City, of course. And we know people talk about Mo Salah, right? People talk about Mane. We got to give Raheem Sterling some credit. We got to give him some credit. because he's also a winger who he's played through the center sometimes, just like Sadio Mane and Salah played through the center at times. And he scored 100 goals. Like, he's just behind Mane, just behind Salah. So let's give him some credit. I know I've been actually talking some shit about Sterling lately, but he deserved it. He really deserved it. He wasn't playing well. He looked like he actually forgot to play football. He looked like he was hanging out with Benjamin Mendy. You know what I mean? Seriously. Don't think you want to hang out with him these days. He's in jail. But yeah. But it's just the footballing aspect of his game I was referring to, though. You know, not the other aspects, though. You know, but look. Sterling was bright. And he could have even got man of the match. But you see what's given here to king of the match was given to João Cancelo, who had another bright game, but Cancelo will be suspended for the game against Leeds. And I think that will be a big miss because he's been a really good creative force for City so far this season. So, look, you know what they say? Pressure bust pipe, and Wolves were definitely pressurized. City were teasing, and they folded 1-0. They brought on Hwang, took off Traore before the 78th minute because they now went behind. They were looking to come back in the game. The Grealish chance. The Jack Grealish chance. Jack Grealish, bro, you've been really frustrating. I got to put it that way. You've been frustrating to watch this season. Very, very frustrating to watch this season. I'm really happy that City signed you. You cost a lot of money. But you haven't been impressive this season. You have one trick. You haven't been dynamic enough. And when the opportunities come, you ain't scoring them. You had to score that. That would have... Look, Grealish had opportunities against Watford, against Leipzig, and against Wolves. And he could have actually put the ball in the back of the net and up his confidence. Nothing like a confident man. A confident man does wonders. And he doesn't have any confidence right now. Look at Sterling. He's got his confidence back. But Grealish, I don't know what it is, man. Seems like, you miss Aston Villa or something? Is that what it is? Are you focused? Maybe he's not focused. He ain't focused. He ain't focused. You see him in the news, linking up with all these girls. He ain't focused. Grealish, get your act together, okay? Because people are already calling you a flop. Get your act together. Personally, for me, I think we need to give him time. Give him time to adjust. Give him time. I'm not going to condemn him just yet. Give him some time, man. Give him some time. Remember Cancelo? People laughed at him the first season. And look at what he did last year. And he's even better this year. So let's give Grealish some time, man. You know what I mean? Let's give him some time. But I'm still going to criticize his poor performances, though. So, look. Pep took him off. That's after a Bernardo Silva shot was saved by Jose Sa's feet. Pep took him off, brought on Kevin De Bruyne, trying to get a few more goals. And at that moment, Wolves had one shot at goal all game. They weren't playing to actually, or they weren't allowed to do their thing. Let me put it that way. They weren't allowed. So you got to give City a lot of credit there. They weren't allowed to do their thing. Look, Gabriel Jesus had a shot saved by the near post by Jose Sa, who I think was really good, along with his back line of Semedo, Kilman, Ait Nouri, Saiz, and Cody. They were good against Liverpool, and yet again, they were all good against Man City. That kid, Ryan Ait Nouri, he's very good, man. He handled Sterling well. He handled Mo Salah very well, as we know. And he has a bright future. He'll make a nice left back for any team looking for a left back there. Look, Cancelo picked up a stupid yellow. He'll be suspended for the next game. Foden had a shot saved by Jose Sa. And City held on for the 1-0 win. Look, Kilman almost scored. That was very nerve-wracking to see. They didn't threaten, and only the second time that they really went forward, they almost scored on us, right? So that was very, 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 nervous. That was a nervous moment in the game for us, though. But look, we had to grind for the win. We got the win, thanks to Edison with that save as well. And look, for Wolves, they haven't been scoring enough goals. That's their problem. We talk about Norwich not scoring enough goals. Wolves only have 12 goals all season. The defense has been good, but the attack is what's worrying, man. In the last 6 games, guys, Wolverhampton Wanderers have scored 1 goal. Once. 2-0 loss to Palace, a 1-0 win over West Ham, 0-0 draw to Wolves, 0-0 against Burnley, and 1-0 losses against both Liverpool and City. 1 goal in 6, not good enough. The creative force is absent in the team, and Jimenez not getting enough service. Huang not enough. Adama does not know how to score, and they just missing Pedro Neto. That's the missing piece. Daniel Podence did come on, and he was the one that crossed the ball over to Kilman. He needs to be involved a bit more, but he's been dealing with injuries and illnesses this season. So Bruno Lage has looked good so far as a Wolverhampton Wanderers manager, but he need to start scoring. His team need to start scoring. Defensively, they're very sound, but very inept going forward. Very, very indeed. So look, for City, I think it was a typical performance. A lot of the ball, a lot of opportunities, but very frustrating performance in that not taking the chances. 24 shots at goal, 10 on target. This is 71% of the ball. This is just how it is. Passing the ball very well, but just not putting it in the back of the net. Also, we got to give credit to Jose Sa. 10 shots on target, 10 shots. Only a penalty in the back of the net. So, Jose Sa has been good. And I said in the past, I think he's been performing better than Rui Patricio. I think Rui Patricio had the big name because he was playing for Portugal already. But Jose Sa, I think, was, has been very, 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 very good. So, look. Just before I move on, let me just give you some insights on this game. Man City have lost just 1 of their last 10 home games against Wolves in our competition. Winning 7, drawing 2, going down 2-0 in October of 2019. And Wolves are a team I like to beat, seeing that we got beaten twice that season Liverpool won the title. Wolves have failed to win each of the 16 Premier League matches in which they receive a red card, losing 13 of those games and drawing 3. Man City have won 32 of their 40 Premier League games in 2021 so far, drawing 2 and losing 6. Only Liverpool in 1982-33 have won more matches in a single calendar year in English top flight history. Gotta give it to City. Gotta give it to City because, look, I'm telling you this. 40 games, 32 wins, only 6 L's. That's a great year, man. That's a great year if you ask me. You know what I mean? You got teams playing 40 games and losing 29 times. You feel me? Imagine that. Imagine playing 40 matches and losing 29, 30 games. It's crazy. And drawing about 5 of those. Maybe Southampton comes to mind. Their 2021 has been horrible, though. So, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm a happy City fan. And the next game coming up is against Leeds United. And you got Newcastle. You got Leicester. You got Brentford. Listen, you got Arsenal. Listen, City could sweep the entire sweep. And I mean, when I say sweep the entire December. Won everything in November and have won everything in December so far. Got Leeds coming up. I'm expecting more of the same, man. I'm hyped up. I'm very bullish about our chances of winning the title again. I did not predict City to win the title. I did not predict anybody to win no title. I didn't make no predictions. So I'm just riding the wave, man. Just let me ride the wave. Let me surf. Let me surf in peace. So for Wolves, they dropped to 9th. They do have 21 points. No wins in their last 4 games. But as I mentioned, they've only, they haven't been scoring enough goals in their last 6. They haven't been conceding a lot either. And their next match will be against Brighton. Then they got Chelsea coming up next Sunday, which is going to be another big test. So that's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the chat. Do appreciate it. We got one more game to talk about. That's a big one between Liverpool and Aston Villa, the return of Steven G to Anfield. Big up to the boy Adam the Great. Thank you very much, Adam. Big up Hot Chili, Cashew Red. What about Foden's shot near the end? That was a handball. Foden's shot, that was a handball. I can't quite recall every single thing, you know what I mean, that happened in the game. What else we got here, man? Dom Grealish must have been on the punt. Yeah, definitely, bro. You know what I'm talking about. You know what Grealish has been up to. Guys, could we get the stream to 75 thumbs up? We need 17 more likes to get there. I'm pretty sure that there's 17 people in here who have not liked the video. Come on, smash it up, man. Smash it up, smash it up, smash it up. All right, let's finish this thing off right now. Let's finish it off. So, sorry to hear that, Adam, bro. Hey, everyone. Haven't been following football lately. My mom got corona. Sorry to hear, bro. I hope your mom is okay. Really hope your mom is fine. I don't want to get coronavirus at all, man. My wife is a nurse, and she's been dealing with coronavirus patients and stuff. So, I ain't want to get no COVID, man. You know, and my wife should be hitting me up anytime soon. So, what we gonna be doing? What we gonna be doing is we are gonna finish off the live stream right now, and we're gonna talk about Liverpool. So, big up to Tony, big respect to you as well. Much love from NYC. Guys, make sure to like up the video. We need 14 more thumbs up. 14. Let's go. You guys must get into the habit of liking the video more often, you know. So, let's do this. Liverpool 1, Aston Villa 0. I did predict a Liverpool win, and I have to say it was a similar type of match like Liverpool had against Wolves, where they dominated the play, should have scored more, but ended up only scoring 1. Did not leave it so late like they did against Leeds, but still only scored 1. And I think they got a bit fortunate with that foul on, Salah there. Tyrone Mings just brain dead. Like I really don't know what's going on with some of these defenders, I really don't. Salah got the quick feet. He got the quick feet, and you still got to lunge in with jeez, man. Jeez. But Villa may feel like they should have got a penalty from Danny Ings, Alisson. But when I really look back at it, I don't think that was a penalty. I think the Salah penalty was soft as well. Yeah, it's an ice cream penalty. Soft. Very soft. When I say ice cream, I mean soft serve, you know what I mean? Not the frozen thing that, you got to scoop out. Soft serve, baby. So, look, Villa was served a loss on the day. 3 points for Liverpool as expected. My surprise at the beginning, Oxlade-Chamberlain started ahead of Jota. And he had Trezeguet and Ings returning to the bench. Buendia on the bench with Ashley Young and Jacob Ramsey starting for the Villains. Liverpool started brightly. A lot of possession in the game. Trent Alexander-Arnold had a shot blocked by Matt Target. And Salah with the nice dummy there to set up Trent. So it was good stuff. Good start. Very good start to the game for Liverpool. I got to sip some water though. I don't want to, be stuttering during the review of the game. So, pardon me. Tell the DJ to run back the track as well, DJ. Run it back. Run it back. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. 13th minute. Van Dijk got booked, picked up a yellow card there early on in the game. And you got to give Van Dijk the credit there for playing the entire, the remainder of the game with that yellow card as well. It's not easy as a defender to play with a yellow card for, about 70 plus minutes. So, 16th minute, Andy Robertson, he got a header from a Trent Alexander-Arnold cross that was saved by Emi Martinez, who was actually brilliant on the day. Oxlade-Chamberlain had a shot, 28th minute, went just over. I think Ox has been playing some good football lately, and I think that Klopp involved Oxlade-Chamberlain at the start so that he could really see his options when Salah and Mane goes to the African Cup of Nations. So you're probably going to see Oxlade-Chamberlain with Jota and Divock Origi up top. You could have a Minamino as well. And I've even been hearing things that maybe, who knows, you might see Trent Alexander-Arnold playing as a winger and Nico Williams playing as a right back. So we might be here thinking that Liverpool does not have a plan B and they need to sign a player in January or whatnot. Probably got what they need right in the team. Just take a look at it from another angle. And I think Klopp has to be smart in the way he approached this very, very tricky period coming up in the second half of the Premier League season. African Cup of Nations definitely going to disrupt Liverpool's season, but it doesn't have to if Klopp makes the right decisions or the club make the right decisions. Just think about what I'm saying, guys. You know what I mean? I make some very good points, and I know you guys know I do make some very good points, though. So, look, 28-minute notes. Villa handling Liverpool very well in the game so far, dealing with the pressure, dealing with, the attacks in the final third and everything. And that's all you need. You need to just hold on. You need to just survive whenever you're playing against the bigger teams. Look at Wolves versus City. Took City some time to break Wolves down. And in this game, Liverpool, Villa, the same thing. So that's all you need, man. Definitely all you need. So, look, Villa almost forced an error out of Liverpool in the 30th minute. Long ball to Ashley Young in behind, and Alisson, he made an error. He went out a bit too early, and Joel Matip had to mop things up there. So, Salah had another good shot saved in the 44th minute by Emi Martinez, who I mentioned has been, very good and kept Villa in the game for the most part. 0-0 at halftime. This was actually playing into the hands of Steven Gerrard, where he would like to just give his players a good talking and say, instructions on how to go out and handle the second half there. But I think Liverpool came out in the second half like a team with on a mission there. They really showed a lot of intent. Like they wanted to get that goal early and just to quell any type of fear of dropping points to Aston Villa on the day. Because last season, the games against Villa weren't a walk in the park. We know that. I'm not going to talk about those games. So don't think I'm not talking about it. Yeah, but I know you're going to remember the games, but I'm not going to mention it. This is not the time for that right about now. You see, but Van Dijk had a header, well saved by Emi Martinez. Corner coming in from Robertson, good delivery. And it was very unfortunate by Virgil van Dijk not to score. So a few substitutions were made. Sanson came on for Nakamba, and he was on a yellow. And Oxlade-Chamberlain off for Diogo Jota. The penalty for Liverpool came in the 65th minute, and Salah scored in the 67th. It was Tyrone Mings. Sloppy Tyrone brought down Salah, and Mo Salah, of course, stepped up and scored. He's been brilliant this season. He's the top of the goal-scoring charts, top of the assist charts. And during the preview, I did go back from the 2017-18 season when Salah first signed for Liverpool and how consistent he's been in all competitions that he's been involved in. So you got to give him credit, definitely. You know, big respect to Mo Salah. And I'm one of the persons who didn't give Mo Salah the credit he deserved before this season. I'm going to keep it real. I know he was always a good player, but in terms of saying, hey, man, this is the guy right there, I didn't do that. But Salah has achieved new heights. He's in an upper echelon right now in terms of, you know, elite players. And he's just been a key figure for Liverpool ever since he was signed. But look, if Salah does well individually, it does not always mean that Liverpool go on to win the title. Remember the 30-something goal season? Liverpool came in, fourth? So it's not an indication that Liverpool are going to do well. But I'm just want to, you know, identify the individual brilliance. And that is no shot at Liverpool. I'm just speaking facts. Liverpool are going to miss this man when he goes to play for Egypt. Liverpool fans are probably praying that the African Cup of Nations does not happen. Like something happened in Cameroon and there's no emergency host and the tournament does not happen and they get pushed back. That's what they're hoping for. No Mane, no Naby Keita, no Mohamed Salah. It's going to be a big miss for Liverpool. That's when the real test is going to come, man, in January. So let's see how they deal with that period. But as I mentioned, I think Klopp's preparing for that period as well. So with Villa having to react, they brought on Emi Buendia for Ashley Young. And Liverpool had a great opportunity in the 83rd minute when they were 3v1. And Mane passed the ball to Salah and he basically got tangled up, didn't really take the chance. Milner came on versus his old team. Thiago, who has been played a lot better this season for Liverpool, went off. And Villa were really fighting to get back in the game. There was a mix-up, Alisson, Matip, and very sloppy stuff if you ask me. We know Alisson got those moments, rare moments, but they do pop up from time to time. Danny Ings going down in the box, nothing being given. And I don't think that was a penalty. I actually looked back at that whole thing today. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't a penalty. That was really not a penalty there. But look, good effort by Villa. But I don't think they tested the goalkeeper enough, if not at all. They really didn't test Alisson. And I think they fought well. They have some quality. Cash played well. Ollie Watkins, he looked really good. I could remember him pulling off a wicked dribble, man. You know, going around quite a few players. So, but it's just that they didn't have enough opportunities in the final third to test Alisson Becker. Well, for Liverpool, they had tons of opportunities. It's just that they didn't take the opportunities, or they were either repelled by Emi Martinez. So, another narrow win, but you know, they say a win is a win. Liverpool 20 shots, 5 on target compared to 4. None on target by Aston Villa. 63% of the ball. So they dominated. I didn't expect any other result. And that is exactly what happened. So there's also been some news that Aston Villa canceled training today because of a COVID breakout at the club. And I even saw Steven Gerrard watching the Burnley West Ham game that's coming up. You know, they're playing one of those teams pretty soon. So there's also some other news that Man United group training was disrupted as well. Coronavirus, we have in this situation. Tottenham, Brighton postponed, and there's been a game in the championship between QPR and Sheffield United that was postponed as well. So people be careful, man. This coronavirus thing is not going anywhere. It's popping back up in its numbers, and it could affect the league going forward. Hopefully we don't get no break in the league, and we get to see the football being played consistently until May. So look, a win is a win. As a Man City fan, I can't talk too much about this Liverpool win. I can't criticize it too much because the same thing that Man City did. We were very lucky. And I think I'm not going to say Liverpool were lucky, but the penalty, if Tyrone Mings could have avoided that brain dead moment that he had, it could have been a 0-0 affair. You see what I'm saying? Or you could look at it and say Liverpool would have scored anyways, because they would have always been hunting that goal and they would have got it eventually. There's many ways you could look at things when you're actually talking about these matches. But look, win is a win, the desired result achieved for Villa. Another setback, but Steven Gerrard and his boys got to keep their heads up, because, look, you're playing the best teams in the league, Man City and Liverpool, and those are the only games that he lost. So, look, who do they have next? Better days are going to come, right? You got Norwich. You got Burnley to come. So, 6 points. 6 points. Game's not being played on paper, but 6 points for Villa. That should be 6 points. At least 4. At least 4. For Liverpool, their next game is against Newcastle. Should be 3 points. You see what I mean? Should be 3 points. The game coming up against Tottenham will be interesting, because, Antonio Conte is a man about his business. And I'm really looking forward to see what Liverpool does against Spurs. So, it's my thoughts on the game. Let me know yours in the chat. Do appreciate it. So, guys, if there's anything that I missed here, please feel free to, let me know. So, big up to Chase Athletics. Adam, email me for any, anybody want to come on, make sure you email me. What is this thing here? What is this star thingy? What is this star thing? This is a new thing. I see this is a new thing. I don't know what this is. On my end, I could star a comment on StreamYard. I don't know what that does. I really don't know what it does. But, I think if I star a comment, I could actually go back and check the comment. Oh, I like this. I like this feature. So if I start a comment, I could actually... Oh, I like this, man. I like this. I really like this new feature I see here on StreamYard. So if you make a comment, I could start a comment, and then, yeah. So, Ings clearly pushed Matip into Alisson. It wasn't a penalty. Yeah, it wasn't. That wasn't a penalty. But Chase Athletics, big up to you, man. Hot Chili, big up to you. But yeah, the starting, I could actually use that to mark people. I could take attendance. I could take attendance in the streams. So yeah, guys, it's 12 past 11. I missed the 11:11. I should have made a wish, but it's too late. But thanks, Mark Henson Charles. Big up to you. I haven't shouted you out today. Guys, if you have any question for me, make sure you ask it, man. Appreciate it. Ask up the questions. You know what I mean? Man, spam the whole chat. I know, right? Any questions? Ask. We have a open Q&A right now before my wife hits me up and tells me it's time to pick her up. I'll go for the next 10 minutes. If you have any question for me, ask. Ask, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. All right? It's been a great year, man. It's been a great year. I appreciate the love, the support that you guys have given me all throughout the year. I think I've done, I've done a lot better this year than I did last year in many aspects. I grew, you know what I'm saying? In all aspects. Got better in a lot of things. Got more confident as well in terms of just analyzing the games on camera, everything. And it's just going to get better and better and better. So, Alisson Saim. Is Mo the best player in the world right now? Yeah, on form, you got to give it to Mo Salah. I've seen a few City fans on YouTube saying it's Bernardo Silva. It's not Bernardo Silva. Come on. You know what I'm saying? We let's be real. Let's not be biased. Even I wasn't saying Salah. But Salah has been consistent. Champions League, in the Premier League, assists. Come on, man. Let's keep it real. It's obvious. It is obvious. So, Haven, which pen do you think is the most controversial from Chelsea, United, Liverpool, and, well, you mean City? City, the most controversial penalty is a City penalty, obviously. The United penalty was soft. Liverpool penalty was soft, but Ming is a dummy. I don't know what he's thinking. He always does something dumb during the game. What else we got? A lot of penalties were dodgy, man. The Leicester City penalty, Maddison diving. See what I mean? So, yeah. The Chelsea penalties were penalties because you don't need to be tackling Rudiger. It's Rudiger. Angel, are you doing a UCL draw reaction? I'll be at work when the draw happens. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, hey, man, I'm stepping out. Give me 5. I'm stepping out. And during that moment, I'll do my draw reaction. You see what I'm saying? But I'll step out for about 5 minutes, do the reaction. So I'll be coming from work with the reaction. It won't be a long reaction. It would just be like, you know what I mean? A reaction, like a hyped up reaction. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Oh my God, can't believe we got this team. And just, yeah, it'll be a quick reaction. And then that'll be it. And then maybe later on in the day when I have some time, yeah, during the live stream, I'll talk about the draw again. So, what else we got? I am excited about the draw too, so definitely. Anything else? Anybody else got anything to ask? Ask away. I don't have enough time tonight to really go and check out the other leagues or anything. You know, need to use the bathroom. Goes live with YouTube. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? But yeah, man. Guys, that'll be it for this week, man. I'm tired. Been working hard. And it goes on, man. It goes on. I live in New York City. I don't live in Toronto. I'm not from Canada, man. But yeah, be live tomorrow. Consistency is key. Gonna keep these live streams coming every week. The Premier League. I got week 17 scheduled. I got week 18 to schedule. And just gonna schedule them. And just pop up, make it happen. Definitely make it happen. Maybe when I get off of work tomorrow, maybe I'll go live to talk about the Champions League draw. Who knows? But maybe I'll just wait. Yeah, I might go live quickly after I come off of work. Who knows? Because I don't really want to talk about it during the Premier League preview. Because that'll take too long. I don't want to make the preview too long. Because then I have work in the morning after the preview. So, just got to balance things out properly. All right, guys. So, from your boy Dom and Liam, I'd like to say thanks again. Make sure you like the video. How many likes did we get today? 66 likes. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you smash it up. We need 9 more to get to 75. Like the video if you haven't yet liked it, okay? Appreciate everybody who turned out today. Big up to the boy Thriller from Manila. Didn't see him. Julian, Robert, Dupe, Angel, Allison. Everybody in here right about now, man. Chase Athletics, Ivan, LFC. Big up to the boy Doug. Big up to Steve. Big up to Steve Strasberg. Steve, I'm talking about. Big up to everybody, man. Everybody in here right now. You're the real deal. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching the replay right now, thanks again. You're the real deal, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Much love. Much respect. Much respect to everybody in the house, man. You guys are the real deal. Oh, my God. Yo. Peace.